Okay, we'll start prepping for Yidhari's thing. So Yidhari's rupture, which I was actually surprised at. I thought she was gonna be stunned. I guess maybe the huge hammer that she used as her weapon threw me off because it's like she has a hammer, the stun is a hammer. I just kind of assumed, even though like I've seen her picture, so I knew she was ice, and I knew her class. Like I should have known her class if I just paid attention to the symbol on it. I was surprised. Okay, so rupture. I need rupture upgrade. Okay, so I have none of those pretty much. So might as well just start farming the character ones first. Okay, so I'm going to do the photo event first because that has the shorter time, and I want to do the. My rationale behind this is that I have 3 events I haven't done. Right, I have this one, and I want to start this one first because it has the shortest remaining time. Then, this is obviously Lucia's character quest, so there's going to be some actual story quest involved as well as her thing. So for this one, though, it seems like it's mostly combat. Like from the rewards, it's all these like good combat rewards. So this might be actually pretty quick. You know, if there's not much story and it's purely just combat, then I might be able to blast through these pretty quickly. So that's why I was thinking I'd do this one first. I mean, like not first, but like second. You know, first before this one. This one seems easy, maybe. It's hard to say. I'm not really sure. It's not fully unlocked too. Oh, I know it's this one. Okay, so it's another combat event. We've had it before, where basically we have to do something and then take a picture of the right moment to get like points or whatever. I didn't particularly like it the first time it came around, but you know, whatever. Just gotta do it. Yeah, okay, so flying out. Maybe it's cinematic frame. Wait. How do I select a cinematic frame though? I was like, will it automatically pick a cinematic frame, or do I have to open it? See, that's kind of annoying because they're like, oh look, you can take a picture, and then there's the cinematic frame. Now, or is it the second I take the picture, it brings up the options? Dude, can you fuck off and let me fucking pick the fucking frame? You told me I have to do a cinematic frame. That's literally the first thing I want to fucking do. I don't need, like, every time you have your bullshit, it's like, dude, fuck off. Yes, I understand. Like, I'm not a fucking moron. Do I get points for this? What time? Okay. What? Okay, so I do need to clear the stage too. So darn. I think last time you didn't even need to clear the stage. I think you could just get the points. Or the second you got enough points, that was it. But I guess it does make sense because they were like, oh no, there's a best though. You can improve, you can do better. Which I guess is better overall. I am a little curious how many people actually try. Like how many people are doing the stage over and over and over again to maximize rewards. And that's the thing too, is like you're given a time limit. It's like you have to get as many anomalies in there without killing things so you can get as many pictures, because more pictures equals more points. Okay, so it's like hypershot mode. What the fuck does that even mean? Oh, okay. Disable. Oh. Oh, I see. So it's basically like, hey, if you like that, if you liked it, then using Aftershock contains 2 agents, uses the hollow frame. Interesting. But yeah, okay. So it's like, oh, it's if you liked it and you're just looking for photos, so you're looking for the photo op, which is fine, you know. Oh, I see. I had only a certain number of time to get. I only had a certain number of time to get. Yeah, that one seemed pretty easy to trigger. I was getting a lot of aftershocks, so I was like, you know, fuck this. Like, look how many photos I was getting. 14 photos. There's a lot of instances. The anomaly is much harder to do because you actually have to build up a gauge. Which, I mean, but all the units in that party were designed to do so. So it builds up relatively quickly. But for this one, it's aftershock, and aftershock is just pretty much any one time either agent popped in to do that follow-up attack. I think that was considered aftershock damage. So, you know, it seemed pretty. It's something that was pretty easy to trigger fairly frequently. But I thought that 5-minute timer was for the entire thing. I actually didn't realize that they were timing us for the ads too. So you can't fuck around with the ads too much, because if you don't kill them, then you could run out of the shorter timer during the ad part and not get to the boss. Or I don't even know if that would count as a complete. Or would it say, well, you didn't beat the final boss, so it's not complete? Or if it's like, no, the time ran out and you satisfied the objectives, therefore it is complete. So it's hard to say. Obviously, you want it to continue, because if you hadn't been if you hadn't been doing it, right? If you hadn't been able to, okay, so it's these guys, okay? Using an ultimate, that's kind of, see, this one is annoying. You know? Gilded frame, okay. Ultimate, obviously each one can do our ultimates fairly frequently, but the other two are not going to have their ultimate up all the time. So it's basically relying on each one to basically do all the ultimates. Now, I really hope the threshold for this is really low, because because it's if the other two are not on the field that much, they're not gonna what was it again? It was the Gilded, I believe. Yep. Seems like it really ramped up the energy for this, though. So not only so basically, it seems like they gave me the ultimate Resonium buffs. The ultimate Resonium buffs. It's like I have 4,000. I have a cap of 4,000. Oh, damn it. Ah, damn. I killed it slightly before I could have had my screenshot. But yeah, it seemed like they ramped up the energy regen. The fact that I swapped to like Penhu and Jufufu. Jesus Christ, how does Jufufu have the most points? I have no clue how they calculate this, but because I was able to swap to them, I swapped to Pan, and he immediately had his ult. I'm like, what? How do you have your ult up? So they must have really ramped up energy gains, and the fact that it seemed like they lowered the cost to 2,000. So it's basically the same ultimate Rosonian buffs, where the cap was now 4,000 instead of 3, and it only costs you 2,000 to spend for an ult. So, and it seemed like they really ramped up energy gain in those instances. But like that's actually really cool because it's hard to catch like good screenshots, especially during ultimates. But like that with by going to hyper focus mode, you get some really cool ones because like each one has some really cool animations as part of that, and it'd be really cool to do like frame by frame screenshots type thing. Obviously, you can't do it because like there's a limit, but either way, it's still pretty cool. Okay, so how many? Is that it? Is that all I have unlocked? I think that's it. Yeah. So there's the last. Or wait, is there another one? Oh, okay, there's another one. Okay. One more, and then it's the new ones. Oh shit. Crap. I don't use actually. Goddamn, I don't have 2 of the 3 characters in this. Now I think I know how to play Lighter because he's pretty basic, and we've gotten to be able to use him a few times, but like Hugo, I think we got to play him like once or twice. I had no clue how to play him properly. Oh, I see. So when I successfully complete, so I get a filter buff. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe getting successful photos gives me energy. That's why they add energy, is because doing Yishuan's ultimates that first 1 or 2 times, it could have been that gave me enough energy for the other 2 characters. Maybe that's how it was. Oh yeah, magazine cover.
バッドエンドとしゃれ込もう。真っ赤に燃えて生えしかなこらん。受け止められますか。この力でバッドエンドとしゃれ込もう。俺が切れる前に失せろ。ていていはていはっこの拳に誓って。
Oh god damn it, that's my phone.
やるようだ。俺にひざまずく準備はいいか。 命を刈り取る。
これは申し訳ない。
全力。
その名誉に価値はあるか。月を直視してはならない。
巨限の光は宝に勝る。油断。さあ宴を始めよう。
手本を見ておけ。月を直視してはならない。
巨限の光は宝に勝る。俺にひざまずく準備はいいか。命を刈り取る。罪悪降霊。目障りだ。
この力で粛清。
全力か。一気当選。
どうか落ち着いて。こっからちょいとバイオレンスだ。
巨限の光は宝に勝る。
どうか落ち着いて。こっからちょいとバイオレンスだ。
巨限の光は宝に勝る。秩序と狂気の境で踊れ。
さあ、狩りの時間です。
一気当選。
God, that was kind of annoying. Like, I got on the photos, and actually, that's the highest one I got. Like, he does obviously a fuckload of defense assist type shit, so it's like, definitely easy to do that, but actually killing him is kind of rough. Because, like, Hugo will snap him out of his stun for damage, and it felt like his health was going up. It felt like when he hit us, his health would go up, because I could have sworn I got him below half health, or he was like at a third or a quarter health, and then like next time I look, his health is like a half. So I don't know if like him hitting us, like he gets some sort of health drain. Okay, so that is that one done. So now the remainder should be relatively easy, just 2 more and I'm done. So let's. I thought that might be quick. I thought it would actually be much faster too. I thought this was just a Photoshop event. A Photoshop event, where it's like, oh, go to this location, take photos here and there. Like, oh, okay. So this, I saw that as a green one. But it was Yidhari's event, so I was surprised. But I kind of knew this probably wasn't Lucia's character quest because those character quests usually start within the television. So, like, you have to go to that television, you have to pick up the VHS tape of the character to start it, or start it directly from the menu. So the fact that they were on the field, I was like, even though it's Lucia there, I was like, yeah, it's probably the Yidhari one. . That's what I find like a little weird, right? Like her mental state, like it seemed like her mental state was pretty good, right? She seemed like the side effect of her powers, or the hallucinations she was getting because of her powers in the Hollow are not really an issue outside, and she was finally able to see people. So it seemed like her mental state was good, although it could be that, I mean, she did understand that her power did cause that, so it could be a sense of guilt that she caused the situation to begin with, and so maybe that's what's affecting her, perhaps. Dr. Lydia. The name sounds kind of familiar. Have we met Dr. Lydia before? Oh, I don't remember her at all. It doesn't look familiar. Oh, I see. Is this what it's gonna be? We're gonna be like, she's gonna do like dream therapy, and and then we're gonna like fight her inner demons in her dream or something?
ヒドリー、もしかしたら治療が負担になっているのかもしれませんね。そうなのかしら。以前のあなたは時間通りに来ていました。遅刻が過去に関わるものを探し、一緒に記憶を探っていこうと提案した時は。そうね。ごめんなさい。私もちょっとずつ小さい頃のものを探して、でもなぜか、もしかしたらあなたが恐れているのは真実ではなく恐怖というところで、先週ノックノックで昔のものをお持ちいただけ。これなんだ。I see. So we're gonna open up each item, and it's gonna bring forth visions and memories. It's actually an interesting question though, because like, so obviously Yidhari is going to be the character we're going to unlock in the next patch, right? And so Lucia is the one we get now, and Lucia has a character event. But this is clearly, character progression with Yidhari. So are we not going to get a character quest when Yidhari banner goes up? Or are they going to do both? Is this just like, okay, let's have this, and then we're going to build upon this? Because like realistically, the character event doesn't have to actually have anything to do with their past. It could be that this does resolve Yidhari's past conflicts, and the Yidhari quest will be something else, maybe more about her future or her present. But I'm hoping that they don't use this kind of as a way to get around doing a Yidhari character quest. Because realistically, I like character quests for all. I mean, I play these games for the story, and so character quests are purely just like, yeah, this is just pure character exposition, which I enjoy, even if I don't particularly care for the character, But it's also true that not every single character has gotten a character quest. Some get their shit resolved as part of the patch event. I'm pretty sure, because if you go to if you go to the television and look through the video cases, you'll see that it doesn't have literally every single character that released. And sometimes they use, this was a patch event, and that was what helped their progression. So I'm hoping that it's going to be more than just this for Yidhari when her patch comes around. But obviously, we'll have to just wait. ダメカウンセリング。こうやって掴ん地べたにね。待って。ヒドリーさん、もしもし、スロノスク救急センターですか？当院で。やば、何？ヒドリーさんのご友人ですね。カウンセリング最中だった。私にもわからないのです。どれもおもちゃのようなもので、やりとりも順調に救急に連絡したのですが、どの病院も到着前。A 地区じゃまともに救急車なんて走らねえ。何かあったらポーセル。そうなのですね。
I see. We're gonna dive into her psyche.
脳内の侵食された部分に影響を及ぼし、一種のヒステリーによる昏睡状態を引き起こしたと見受けられます。以前ヒステリーで昏睡状態って、要は悪夢を見てるような。そう解釈していただいて結構です。ただ
その悪夢からいつ覚める脳波の状態はモニタリングできますが、やはり皆さんはベッドのそばで名前を呼ん。どんな悪夢を見てるかもわからないのに、どうやって励ましたらいいの？ないわけではありません。
Like, we don't know. No, I mean, it's just going like Yidhari. It's just going over to her and just calling her name. She'll recognize your voices subconsciously, which may improve or stabilize her, right? She might feel more calm when she hears familiar voices. That's the point. It's not like you have to give her advice. It's not like you have to tell her, hey, Yidhari, you're in a nightmare right now. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to get out of it. It's like, no, like that's not what she's asking. She just wants you there. It's kind of like how we just have people near coma people. So subconsciously, like, they can still hear us, right? Obviously they can. You know, going into a coma doesn't mean your ears don't work all of a sudden. Your brain is still processing sound that you hear even in a coma. And so we don't know how much of an impact it has, obviously, but you know, your brain does hear it and process it. And so subconsciously, you may be helping the people in comas by talking to them, because it provides, you know, some. I mean, it depends on what the coma is for, obviously. For this, it just seems like you're just kind of like, you are really, for this one, it's more like you are in a nightmare than you're just in a bad dream, and your calming voice and familiar voices could allow her to resolve the dream more smoothly, because she feels safer, right? Because she can hear you. For like medical comas, you know, like you're in a coma for a medical reason, like you're in a coma because you had a blood clot in your brain or something, or something like that, then yeah, maybe it's not going to help as much, because really you're kind of in a coma just to heal for the most part. You know, your body shuts you down so that you can rest and recover in theory.
しかし最先端のテクノとはいえ、聞いた話ではスパイフォローロッカー
だな。俺らみてえな庶民には望むべくも。
つてならあるの。そもそも私は住所不定っていうか。
See, I never really liked this trope. So I believe what's going to happen is that she's going to shout. I believe she's trying to say, don't worry, I can do this. And then it's a fairly common trope, right? Where people are having a conversation, one person's trying to chime in and be like, wait a minute, like, you're operating in the assumption that we can't do this, but I can do that. And so this person tries to inject themselves into the conversation to let people know, no, I can do this, right? And they try and fail multiple times, right? They try to say something, but everyone just like continues the conversation as if you can't hear them, or if they're not really paying attention. And it doesn't help that the person in question doesn't get out the full sentence of, I have a connection with section 6, right? She's like, I can, and then gets interrupted. It's like, if she just firmly said, I have a connection at section 6, right from the get-go, problem solved, right? That's why I kind of don't like this trope. Because again, it's on the premise that no one's listening to the person, where it's like, well, you're having a conversation, right? Like, you know, why you have one of your characters. Anyway, so basically, the point is that the way this trope goes is that after a few times of being ignored, then what ends up happening is the ignored person shouts it. Just says, I have a connection! And they're like, geez, why did you shout all of a sudden, right? And it's just like, and it's not just for like this specific type of thing. It happens for other things too, where it's just like, it's it's because someone's embarrassed. The other kind of trope-like situation, which basically has the same actions, is that you have someone who's embarrassed about something, right? Embarrassed to say something, and they're like, oh, I want to tell you a secret, or I want to tell you something I don't really want everyone to know, so I'm going to say it. Because I'm kind of embarrassed about it, I'm going to speak very quietly. And so the other person's like, well, speak up, I can't really hear you. And so they say it, again, pretty much the same volume, so fairly quietly again, maybe slightly louder, but still a little too quiet. So the person's like, dude, I can't hear you, you're going to have to speak up. And then, usually the third time, they shout it. So literally everyone in the room can hear. And I'm just like, there is a huge difference, a huge amount of options you have between barely whispering it and shouting it.
have you considered just speaking normally for fuck's sake? You know? Because it's like, and then obviously everyone hears, everyone looks over to them, and they get more embarrassed again because they didn't really mean to do that. And I don't get that mentality. You know, like I understand being shy, and maybe you're shouting to like overcome your shyness to a degree, but it's just like your whole point of being shy and whispering is because you didn't want people to hear. So why is your option? Why does it seem like your only option after not being heard twice or 2 or 3 times to immediately shout it, to completely just undoing the purpose of you whispering the first time? Like, just speak normally or get closer to them to whisper, right? It's like it's that simple. I don't like that trope. It's so stupid because it's a 0 to 60 type approach. You're like, yeah, I'm barely going any speed, and then the next second you're going 60 miles per hour. It's like, dude, like, you don't need to go 60. 30 would have been fine. 40 would have been fine. Like, why the fuck do you go from like a 10 miles per hour? It's like, or like if you're driving down the road and you're going 10 miles per hour for whatever reason, someone honks behind you, you're like, oh shit, I'm blocking them. And then you floor it, and now you're going 60 miles per hour. It's like, dude, like, they were just honking because you were going a little too slow. You could just go the speed limit, and they would have been fine. You know? So shit like that. Anyway, so now, the reason why I say this now, and the reason I stopped, is because I want to kind of see if my prediction is correct. Oh! Damn, I was wrong. Honestly, yeah, I was actually surprised. I thought she would just shout it. She interrupted. Now, again, I do dislike that too. It's like, so you're constantly not getting heard. And it's another trope in anime too, where it's like, where the character's being accused of something, and someone's overreacting to that accusation, right? Where someone makes an incorrect assumption, and rather than denying it, right? Rather than denying it out front, they say, wait, no, character name. No, that's not it. Rather than saying what it is, they just, do simple denials, not properly explaining the situation, and then the person who misunderstood, like, runs off. And it's just like, yeah, it's because because rather than actually address the issue, rather than tell them the truth, you're just doing denials, which doesn't really help the situation. They think something, you need to prove them wrong, right? Just saying no one hears a no and they're like, oh, well, I thought this, but you said no? Okay, well then I guess it must not be that. It's like, no. They have a plausible situation in their head. You have to refute it with another plausible situation. So it's like that. So like the fact that she started with, excuse me for 1 second, I have something to say. It's like, dude, you were already being interrupted. Like, if the trope were to continue, it would have been, excuse me for 1 second, and I have something to say, and then the other two would just ignore her and continue on their discussion, right? Because it's like, if you need to say something, say what you need to say. Like, don't fuck around. Just get to the point. Say what you need to say as quickly as you can. Like, I have issues like this too with work. There are some people, for some reason, I have no clue why, but in work, I mean, it also works for text messages too, right? But I get an instant message from a person, and all they say is hello. That's it. They just, hello. And I'm like, okay, and you wait for a few minutes. They don't say anything else, and it's like, oh, why? Why did you do that? What is the point of saying hello, right? There's no point in saying hello, because you're forcing me to say hello for you to be like, oh, cool, you're there. Now I'll continue. But you know what you could have done to save us all some fucking time? You could have said, hello, comma, here's what I'm asking, or here's what I want, right? So that when they see that, they can be like, they can respond again with a hello, but then help maybe answer your question or address your request, whatever it is, right? It's like the hello with nothing else gives them nothing, especially when especially for like work and shit, when you don't even know the other person. So it's like some random person just says hello, and you're like, who the fuck are you? Why the fuck are you reaching out to me? I don't know you, so I'm just not going to respond. But it's like, Just fucking say you put the fuck you want to say. Stop fucking around with the pleasantries. So, like, what she said, I mean, no, she still got her whole thing off, so, like, that's fine, right? But, yeah, I do not like that. It's just like, look, get to the point, you know, if you're reaching out to someone, hellos are nice. I think you should always still start out with a hello, but then then actually say what you want. So, don't waste everyone's time by forcing them to respond with a hello, right? Because it's like, I don't know, I have no clue what you want. I have no clue what other thing I can respond with. You know? There's like nothing, you're giving me nothing here. So I can only respond with hello. And now we both just wasted a few minutes with this completely meaningless bullshit. Because you can't get to the fucking point. Like, same for that. Like, it's just like, dude, like, if you're already being ignored, just get to the point of, I have a connection. Don't, I have something to say. Like, clearly you have something to say. That is why you're speaking. Oh, it's Haramasa. God damn it. I was kind of hoping for Yana. Actually, no, it could be. No, it's a he. Yeah, it's only Haramasa. Damn it. I was kind of hoping for Yanagi. I wasn't expecting Miyabi because, like, she is the head of it. And I guess Yanagi is kind of busy. I also could easily see Sokaku because I imagine she has a lot of free time too. And would do anything for food, but it is kind of annoying. But it's Haramasa, who I don't really give a shit about. Oh, I see. So this is like the same VR model type thing that we use in the HIA headquarters. In fact, in Ishan's character teaser, they had Ishan using one of these like combat simulators, and Miyabi popped in to fight her with a machine. So I assume it's a similar machine, except more portable. Yeah, so I'm kind of curious. So I assume this will kind of be like a character demo for her herself. Oh, interesting. Oh, there actually is a story. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Because like I didn't actually think this would be this involved. If I knew there was actually a story to this, I would have done Lucia's first. Because Lucia's is going to be like, there's going to be 3 story quests, right? With some of them, at least 2 of them, well, between 1 and 2 with combat. Actually, maybe have there ever been 3? I don't think there's ever been an instance where all 3 had combat, but maybe between 1 and 3 have combat. There's never been an instance where they don't. But yeah, because all the rewards for Yidhari's thing were all combat related, I just assumed it was like, okay, now just pop into these combat, like now just go into like a dreamscape where you just do, where you basically like fight off the nightmares of Yidhari. So I'm actually surprised that there's story, and that there's like a little splash page. I thought it was just like, okay, now go in. I thought it would be like, I forget what other quests there were, but it was like you just go in. It's like, okay, you just open up this menu. Here's a long string of combat encounters that you can do. Actually, I don't really like Minato. Oh, actually, get that charged up first. Let's not do that in battle. Oh yeah, we don't see him often. Oh, I start with no energy? Oh, that sucks.
ビッグダディさんはシリオン。きっとシリオンにしか倒せないエーテリアスなんだよ。
ああ、なら倒せねえ俺はシリオンじゃねえってか。
綺麗だ。どうどうリュシア、あんたの頭のそれ触ってみなよ。ごめん、私とマナト君はシリオンだった。ほっ、私ほどのエーテリアス研究家が手がかりもつかめないなんて。
おい、向こうを見ろ。次は先に言うんだな。
Now this feels like it's going super fucking slow.
俺らであんだけやっても倒せなかったエーテリアスが。
エーテリアスが同士討ちだから夢なんだってば。
あ、何をだよ。
エーテリアスを倒すことができたのはビッグダディさんと他のエーテリアスだけ。はい、じゃあここでルシアちゃん。あ、わかったかも。
おっす、自分も。
ビッグダディさんたちが
ビッグダディのおっさんたちがつまりそりゃ夢の中の存在だからってことっす。
多分ここにあるものを壊したりできるのはリディア先生が言ってた通りだね。自分の心にこのルールをうまく活かせばすごいことできちゃうかも。
Oh, interesting. That was not what I was expecting. I honestly thought it would just be us defeating the ethereals that represent her bad dreams, and once we beat them all, I mean, I guess technically that is still the case. You know, it's defeat the ethereals, defeat the bad dreams, get the Yidhari out. But I just thought we would personally be doing this. So the fact that we have to use ethereals to do it is interesting. Curious how they mean, like, so are we using ethereals in combat, or is there going to be like another type of battle system? You know, like, are we gonna like control it, and so we're gonna be in the body of the big ethereal and doing attacks and stuff, or will it be, you know, something else? So we'll find out.
夢の中とはいえ大丈夫。私
俺らも言わなきゃな。
仕方ないね。選ばれしエーテリアスよ。
マジでやるんすか。
契約者リンの名において命ずる。立て。
契約者コマのマン。俺らはシカトかよ。
どうしてイドリーの夢の中にいる？さあ、まさかのまさかだけど。
まあそうとしか考え。
リュシア先生の作。何？
Okay, so that's why it seemed to be taking so long, is because they were respawning on top of us. So I was killing them pretty quickly, but they were also respawning just as quickly. Okay, so interesting. So we have a type, so we're good against machines. So it's the rock, paper, scissors type things. How do we use them? Is it just we actually are the ethereal? Which is interesting because obviously, if there's that trilogy, we're gonna have to be more than just the one. So how are we gonna do it? Oh, okay. So it's turn-based. Oh, okay. I like. Oh, interesting. So we can still dodge. That's actually really cool because it's very much like a. I mean, I say. Oh wow. Very, very much like. So it's very much like It's very much like Claire Obscura. Now, obviously, Claire Obscura again wasn't the only one who has ever done this, but you know, it is pretty cool that they've designed this like this semi turn-based combat where you can select your abilities in a turn-based format. You can accentuate your abilities. So you can accentuate your abilities by pressing a button at the right time, and you can dodge by pressing a button at the right time. So you can no-hit this event in theory. Obviously, we don't know all the battles and the combat, so it might be incredibly challenging to do so, or it might even be impossible. It could be that there are some raid-wide attacks that do damage to everyone regardless, with no chance of dodging. Oh, whoops, I did not mean to do that. I mean, it seemed like I'd always want to do this. To mark the enemy, yeah, of course. So it's like, oh, is a block? Oh, is the other one a counter? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Nice. And then this guy. Oh, I see. You apply a mark if you do it. Oh, I see. So the dodge counter marks. I know they both mark. Oh, I see. But it's a good pairing because one can mark and then his does damage to extra marked. So if you get this to hit in an area... Oh, okay, so that was the entire story. Okay. Well, that is more than I was actually expecting. And it's already kind of getting a little late. So I thought it was purely just going to be you're just going to blast through combat. Like, I thought that was all it was going to be. It was just like, no, here's like three... Because like the rewards, as you can see, are just... Actually, no, I guess technically there's 6. But I thought because there's 6 or so, or well, I guess there's 4 battles and then 1 mini boss battle, I'm not sure. So I just thought it was going to be like, oh, okay, you just go into combat immediately. So I didn't realize there was going to be this entire thing for it, which is really cool, like, because they've never done this before. And even in Genshin, they haven't done this. Like, in this particular way, at the very least. Because, like, Genshin has had us, like, collect monsters and fight with them. I.e. the fungi battles. So there is that. And you could argue that Theater Mechanicus is having us defeat monsters using not us. Using, So this is definitely more interesting. Because it's, hell, even in Honkai Star Rail, when we were doing, like, the Pokemon battles, for that, it was pure, for that one, it was still pure turn-based. Because, like, Honkai Star Rail is a pure turn-based game. So, basically, this is much more interesting, because it's like, yeah, it has the turn-based nature, but also still, it's still turn-based, but also it has the quick time events that Clair Obscure has, and of course, as we all know, Clair Obscure is an amazing game. So it definitely makes sense that they'd want to try something like this. And I mean, it does make sense because like this game does revolve around dodging and countering. So having even in turn-based combat system to have those kind of still tied to the original game. And then, of course, the fact that you're using hollows to do these things allows you to do some interesting kind of like... You could basically just design the turns of whatever you like. If you had to use, like, real people, it would be kind of like tricky because obviously we know what they can do outside of the turn-based battle, so it would be kind of frustrating if you couldn't do that. So allowing us to use hollows or ethereals really, not hollows. Using ethereals means that like they can just be like, yep, it makes sense they can't do it that many moves because the ethereals don't really have that that wide a move set, except for like the actual boss ones. So anyway, I think this is pretty cool. I definitely like it. Yeah, it's way more involved than I was expecting though. So I was thinking, cool, I'll pop in, do this, and I was thinking I could just do this if it was purely just, turn-based. Or, I mean, combat. Because this looked like it was just a pure combat thing. It was like, yeah, combat. Like, they're numbered like that, which usually it's just because of how these things have always kind of been done. And then for, like, Lucia's one, usually brings you to the splash page, or it has, like, it's actually hard to say. Is it just going to be... Yeah, so they have the story, which is like, okay, here's the comprehensive story, and then here's just a bunch of battles. Because as you see, like, it's just Heroes Journal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So, actually, I guess 6 is a story. I think 1 is a story, too. But I was kind of thinking it would be like this. And as you can see, there's, like, things to do in this. So I was kind of expecting... and we can see that those are the rewards for it. So I was kind of expecting Yidhari's one to be basically the exact same, but it's not. And I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised. It seems like a really cool system. It seems like a really cool event. Oh look, it's a bunch of new stuff for a bunch of stuff that I've already done before or choosing not to do. Stuff I've already seen, don't really give a shit about. Because you might be like, oh, well, it's because you haven't done it yet. It's like, no, because like it's appearing as new even for the things I have done, which is like really stupid. Like these two are appearing as new, but I've done this week's one and I've done this week's one. So why the fuck are these being considered new when there's nothing new about it? Unless it's like, oh well, no, you have something redeemable. That's like, well, I'm not going to redeem shit. Anyway, so that's beside the point. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it. I will be on very soon. I just need to shower real quick after my hour walk, and then I will be playing more Borderlands 4. Normally, I play Ghost of Yote on the weekends, but Borderlands 4 has a Halloween event, which you have a chance of getting these unique guns and grenade. Unfortunately, the gun and grenade both suck, but I imagine they will at some point. Maybe next week they'll hear the feedback of the community and be like, okay, we're going to buff it. I understand their reason why they don't want to, right? I understand the reason why they would make it underwhelming to a degree, because it's a limited time thing. If they make it too powerful, if this becomes the best weapon in the game, right? If they introduce a seasonal event item that is just so insanely good, then people will be like really pissed that they didn't get it during the event, right? If the event passes and then so I understand why you wouldn't want to make it the best gun, but the problem is that like it's a bad gun. Like the problem is it has a lot of variations. There's a lot of part variations on the gun, which means it'll be difficult to find the perfect set of parts, your perfect role for your character. And that would be fine if it was relatively easy to farm, but it's not. You have to do Rift Champions. You have to do these overworld boss things that pop up when you're exploring, which is like, for me, it's great. And it's another reason why I'm going into the game, is because I haven't actually explored all of Terminus Range or Carcadia Burn. So, it's like, this is the perfect bonus to play the game. So I go into the game, I do more completionism content, and when I come across any of these Rift Champions, I do them as well. Also, I did seem to notice that it does seem like these weapons have been added to the loot pool in general. So Rift Champions definitely give it, and maybe they give it at a higher rate, I'm not sure. But I also did Vile Bounties as well, and I was getting them from Vile. I got a Murmur, which is the new gun, from a Vile Bounty chest. So, a reward chest. So it's like, it seems like they just added it to the reward chest pool, perhaps, for legendaries. So it's a little easier to farm Vile Bounties because you collect them from regions, you know exactly where they are. Like you can go to every safe house and faction home and then pick up and look for Vile Bounties. You can save quit to make them spawn again. So and Vile Bounties are a good way to level too. So it's like, that's fine. So it's a little better. Whereas like Rift Champion events, the sucky thing for Rift Champion events is that like if you've already done everything, if you've already explored everything, or conversely you don't give a shit about exploring, you're not going through the map and trying to find everything, then like finding these things are just going to be annoying for you. So whereas Wild Bounties, it's like you can just go to teleport spots, which you should like. Everyone should have unlocked teleport spots because the safe homes and the buoys or the silos, because they just act as fast travel spots. So most people will have the fast travel spots unlocked even if they didn't explore the rest of the game. And so you can just go to those safe houses and pick up the Wild Bounties, go to that location, kill it, and save, quit, and try and look for more, stuff like that. So fine. So it's not as bad to farm as initially was speculated, because the game, they told us that the only way of getting them, they told us that would drop them would be these Rift events, as a rare reward from the chest spawn that appears at the end. The reward chest you get sent to your mailbox when you complete one. They made it seem like that was the only way of getting it, but someone showed a picture of a murmur, or maybe the grenade in a vending machine. So it seems like they just added it to the world drop legendary pool in addition to having it, be a reward from the Rift event. And Rift event, yeah, and as I said, Rift events are fine, but if you're not exploring, they're kind of annoying to find. But Wild Bounties are much easier to get. So that might be the best in slot way of actually farming it. But the problem is, it's like the gun sucks, and that's the shitty thing. Where it's like, if you get it, and the fire rate is so bad that it just feels like shit, and the grenade just does so little damage, it feels like shit. So like that's the problem you have with stuff like this, is that like I understand them not wanting to make it the most powerful, because if they make it too powerful, then you're going to get people who complain, right? You're going to get people who are going to be like, wait a minute, like, I wasn't able to play the game at this point, or I bought the game when the first DLC came out, because I heard all the hype around the DLC, and now I'm seeing all these like players with this amazing gun they got from the seasonal event that I don't have because I didn't play during that time. It feels like shit. So I think they unfortunately went a little too far on the weak side. And so it just no one wants to use it. So not only is it a kind of a pain in the ass to farm, because there is no target farm. It's just do these things that are kind of more involved. It's not like you can do a Moxie's reroll on it and just try for the best. I mean, I guess if it is in the world drop, if it is in the world drop pool, then you could target farm bosses and hope for the best. Hope for world drops when you're target farming bosses, but like, honestly, I didn't get that many world drops when I was farming Axmal and Digger Ripper, or Digger Sight, whatever his name was. Anyway, regardless, that's beside the point. What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be stopping this. I'm going to be showering, and then I'll be hopping in to play Borderlands 4 some more. So get some of those rewards. Maybe try for another few rolls of the gun. I'm hoping at some point they buff it. I hope next week's patch will be like, oh, we heard how much everyone hates the gun and weapon. We've heard your complaints, and we're going to boost it. And realistically, they just need, like, I think the damage is fine. It's just the fire rate is so bad, so they just need to fix that. And the grenade just does shit damage, so they need to fix that too. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.